If you're a senior, with these 7 dumbbell exercises, it's possible to stay strong and mobile for life whilst adding muscle back onto your body. My name is Harlow and I'm a specialist in helping people over the age of 50 to improve their strength and stay independent for life. And today I'm going to be showing you 7 essential dumbbell exercises that every senior should know. So here are the 7 essential dumbbell exercises that every senior should know. But before I show you them, I just need to make you aware they're not going to be suitable for everyone. Please do avoid the ones that cause you any pain. The first exercise, and arguably the best dumbbell exercise for seniors, is the Goblet Squat. And for all the other exercises today, you're going to need 2 dumbbells, but for this, we just need 1. You can actually do this exercise without a dumbbell. You can do it holding a bag filled with books if you don't have one of these to hand. But to make this exercise work, take a medium to heavy dumbbell and hold it like this, with your palms upwards. Hold it into your chest like so. You want your feet about shoulder width apart, and all we're going to do is stick the bottom out, bend the knees and sink down into a squat whilst keeping your back straight, and then come back up. Now this is a wonderful exercise because it strengthens your quads, which are the muscles that live at the front of the thigh, and it strengthens your glutes, which are the muscles that live at the back of the hip. 2 of the most important muscle groups for people as we age. Because if you lack strength here, you are at risk of falls coming downstairs, and you're also at risk of knee pain and other nasty things that you want to avoid. So building up muscle and strength in these areas is vital. Now I love the Goblet Squat over and above other types of squats because it's very safe. Because if you go down and you get into trouble, you can just drop your dumbbell and you won't have to get back onto a rack to put a barbell back on or anything like that. So it's very safe to do, it's very accessible, and I hope you'll give it a try. If you do try this exercise, I'd recommend doing somewhere between 10 and 20 repetitions in a row. Do 3 sets with a 1-minute rest between sets. And for this whole program, you only really need to do it 1 to 3 times per week to see incredible results over time. So that's exercise number 1. But if you're enjoying this so far, I've got a 25-minute video available for free, which will show you some of my best advice for building strength and muscle, specifically for people over 50. If you're interested in getting that video, there's a link below where you can find it. You just need to enter your details and I'll send it to you for free. The second essential dumbbell exercise for seniors is the farmer's carry. And this is another brilliant exercise for building up the strength in your legs, but it also strengthens your spine and your core. It can potentially boost your bone density, and it improves these as well, your grip, because you need proper grip as you get older to remain independent. Here's how the exercise looks. You're going to use 2 dumbbells like this, bend down and pick them up, just leave them to hang at your sides, and it's probably the simplest exercise in the world. You're just going to walk holding your dumbbells nice and slow. And once you've done a length of the walkway that you've got in front of you, just turn around and walk back. Now ideally you're going to have a bigger walkway than me. If you have something like 10 yards ahead of you, that's a brilliant place to start. As your grip or your legs get tired, you can put the dumbbells down, pause, and then pick them up again. But basically, you're going to keep walking to the point of fatigue. And if you can do more than, I would say, a minute's worth of work, you probably need to find something heavier to hold on to. With all of these exercises, making them tough enough to see a real change is the key. And if they're not hard and you put the weight down and you say, well, doesn't feel like much has happened, guess what? It probably hasn't. So we need to find a weight which is tough enough for you to, find it at least a little bit of a struggle at the end of the set. You can do about a minute's work 3 times in a row, have a minute's break in between each working set, and then we can move on to the next exercise. The third dumbbell exercise for seniors to master is the incline press on a chair. And this is a great exercise to work your upper chest, your shoulders, and the muscles at the back of your arms. So this is how you set it up. You want a dining room chair like this, just a standard chair is fine, then a pillow, the type that you might sleep on the back of the chair like this. And your setup here is pretty important. You're going to sit on the chair and you just want to test that you can lean back into that pillow and you'll be comfortable just slotting your arms behind you like this. Once you feel you're comfy in that position, take your dumbbells, put them on your knees like this, get your shoulder blades back over the chair, and then bring your arms out to the sides like that and drop your elbows down behind the chair. Now you're in this position, you're going to keep your neck in like this with your eyes vaguely looking up towards the ceiling if you can, and then you're just going to push up overhead and then slowly back down. Now, as you've kind of arched your spine, you've brought your chest from there to there, which means the chest is almost facing the ceiling, and now because of the lines of force, it's going to be your chest muscles doing the work. You'll also get some nice work in your shoulders and those muscles at the back of the arm too, so it's a really good compound exercise. And what I'd recommend you do is, as you get comfortable with this exercise, try working on increasing the repetitions first before you make the weight too heavy too quickly. This exercise can get quite tough very fast as you increase the weight. So I'd recommend starting with 10 repetitions, working your way up to 15. And once you can hit 15 comfortably, then consider finding a heavier weight. If you do 3 sets of that with a minute's rest in between, once or twice a week, you'll build some significant strength around your chest and shoulders. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, it would mean the world to me if you hit the subscribe button. That way you will be the first to hear about our new videos when they come out, and it really does help the channel to grow. So thank you if you do that. So for the next exercise we're going to do, it's very similar, but this time I've got rid of the pillow. I'm going to stay on the same chair and I'm going to position myself forward on the edge of the chair. We're going to do another press, but this time we're going to do the shoulder press, which targets a totally different muscle group actually. It targets your middle and anterior deltoids and also the muscles at the back of the arm, and is probably a little bit more challenging for your rotator cuff as well. Really important exercise for seniors who still want the ability to push things up overhead. So once you're in this position, perched on the edge of the chair, reach down and grab your dumbbells, rest them on the fronts of your knees, and then bring those dumbbells up like this again. So they're just resting on your shoulders. Keep your back nice and tall, keep your neck relaxed, and then push those dumbbells up overhead and then slowly lower them back down. And when the dumbbells touch your shoulders, off you go again. Push up and then 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, back down. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, 3, back down. And again, we want to be aiming for somewhere between 10 and 15 repetitions. You should stop the set when you feel like you've got a nice working ache in both shoulders here and maybe at the back of the arms. And it's such a great way to build up strength in your upper body and give you that pushing power overhead. Let's have a look at the next exercise now. The 5th essential dumbbell exercise for seniors to master is the Romanian deadlift, which is one of my favorite dumbbell exercises for any age, but it's particularly important for older people because it helps you master something called a hip hinge, which is a really vital movement, especially if you've got worries about bone density. So let's have a look at how the exercise works. We're going to use 2 dumbbells for this. We can use a barbell if you've got one, but dumbbells work just fine. You're going to stand with the dumbbells resting on the fronts of your legs. The first thing you're going to do here is keep your back nice and straight and then slightly bend your knees, just about 5 degrees if you like. Then you're going to slide the dumbbells down the fronts of your legs, sticking your bottom out behind you and keeping your back as straight as possible. Now, when you get down to the bottom, the first thing you're going to feel is your hamstrings, the muscles at the back of the thigh, tightening up because they've reached their maximum limit. When you feel that limit, just put the movement into reverse and bring it back up. So here is how it would look in full. You want to be going down at about a rate of 4 seconds, a little pause at the bottom, and then bring it back up at the rate of 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, not bending the spine, stopping just when we start to feel that stretch, and then 1, 2 on the way up. At the top, you can squeeze your glutes to make sure they're activated, and then put the movement back into reverse. Now with the Romanian deadlift, because you're again lifting slightly heavier weights normally, you don't need to go up to sort of 20 or 30 reps, because if you do that, you end up sometimes getting a stiff and sore back. So I recommend somewhere between 6 and 15 repetitions of this exercise. Take it to the point where you start to feel that working ache in your hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. 3 sets of that with a minute's rest in between. Couple of occasions per week is going to build significant strength in your back, hamstrings, and hips. By the way, if you're enjoying this routine so far, I've got tons more like it, but done at a pace that you can follow along with at home in my lifelong mobility program. We've got a full module in there dedicated to helping you build strength and muscle, and you can find more details of that in the description box below this video. The next dumbbell exercise for seniors to master is the lateral raise. And this is a wonderful exercise for strengthening your deltoids and your rotator cuff muscles, which live deep in the shoulder. I'm going to show you how it looks, but I would recommend getting some lighter dumbbells for this exercise if you're going to do it at home. So hold your dumbbells in two hands. You want a nice bit of space either side of you here. And the movement looks like this. You're going to take your dumbbells out to the sides until they're about 90 degrees away from your sides, and then slowly let them back down. Now, if you're a senior doing this exercise, you might not be able to go directly out to the side, because as we get older, we sometimes get stiffness in this abduction range of motion. So if you want to just slightly let your dumbbells drift in front of you, like I am now, that's absolutely fine. You'll still work some really important shoulder muscles, you'll still work the rotator cuff, and you'll probably just avoid pain in the process. So if you need to, absolutely you can do that. But the strict form of this exercise is directly out to the side and then back down. Now, a mistake with this exercise is using the neck muscles to try and lift the dumbbell. So shrugging up, bringing the neck down and contracting like that. And even though that can help to build the trapezius, it can also really strain the neck and can be one of the reasons people injure themselves doing this. So if you keep your neck and shoulders relaxed and just use your deltoid muscles, your shoulder muscles there to lift up without involving your neck at all, you'll be absolutely fine. With this exercise, I would recommend doing a few more reps. So somewhere between 10 and maybe 20 repetitions of this works really, really well. 1 minute's rest between sets. Do 3 sets total, a couple of times a week, and you'll be well on the way to building stronger shoulders. The final essential dumbbell exercise for seniors to master is the lateral rotation. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this exercise on one arm first, because you can do it with 2 arms at the same time. But if you're just getting started, try it on one side at a time to begin with. So this is what you need to do. Find the lightest dumbbell you've got at home, and take your dumbbell out to the side like this with your elbow at 90 degrees, and then rotate the dumbbell back as far as you can, and then slowly rotate back to neutral. Now, this is a wonderful exercise for strengthening the rotator cuff, which is one of the reasons I included it. And it will also help you strengthen the posterior deltoid, which is the deltoid muscle at the back of the shoulder, which we haven't yet targeted with our other exercises. So this is how you do it with one hand. Once you've started to master that, you can do it with 2 hands at the same time. The technique is a little bit trickier, because you have to obviously stabilize your core a little bit more. And obviously you've got to trust your shoulders not to over rotate on the way back, but it can be a really rewarding thing to do. And I can really feel it at the back of my shoulders when I do this. Now, common mistakes with this exercise: please don't try and go far beyond that neutral position, not because it's dangerous, but because it does pinch the rotator cuff in there. So if you have a bit of existing rotator cuff pain, it's probably best to avoid that over rotated position. But just doing it nice and slow and controlled, doing somewhere between 10 and 20 repetitions, 3 sets of that a couple of times a week will go such a long way to building strength and muscle in your shoulders that you're going to feel totally different after a few months. So hopefully that has really made a difference to you. If it has, please do drop a comment below this video and let us know which one you're going to try at home. I've got another video on the screen right now, which will show you some more strengthening exercises, perfect for people over age 65. And I'll see you again on the next video.